Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fearless Floyd show. I apologize. I told y'all I was having technical difficulties there at the very beginning, and I had no idea that the video I was doing had no sound. So I get to do that all over again. So come on with me. I apologize. So let's start. How people are stuck on stupid. I just have to laugh at myself. I can't get mad. So this is how it works. You've reached the end of your rope with your case, and you contact me, and you're like, Floyd, I need some help. I got this slam dunk winner case where I'm gonna, it's gonna be the largest settlement in U.S. history, if not the world. I'm talking hundreds of millions of dollars. Well, okay. Well, that sounds all great and fine and dandy and everything. What does that really look like? What does that really look like for folks? Okay. So you start telling me this lengthy story about all the transgressions and repression and constitutional violations and harm and injuries that you entailed during this proceeding that has drug on for months and months, if not years. So I have to listen to you go through all that, okay, for however long that takes. So was it like, look, if you get mistreated during your incarceration, your custody, I get it. They've done it to me countless freaking times. I've done all this, okay? It's nothing like I don't know what you've experienced because I've seen it. I've seen them literally kill people, okay? I've witnessed this. So don't think I don't know what they're capable of. I fully know what they're capable of. So sadly, let me refresh this. Yeah, there we go. All right. So clearly, you've reached the end of your legal acumen, okay, your legal abilities, and you reach out to somebody like me. So this is the deal that you want to do with me or somebody else. Can you, or do you know somebody else that can do this litigation for me so we can all be millionaires? Okay, I'll give you half, 50%, or I'll give you 30% or 20% or 10%, whatever it is. Okay, it's still a substantial amount of money, regardless if it's $10,000, $1 million, $10 million that you would bestow to me for doing your legal work. Now, what does that look like? So if I'm already working a 9-to-5 job, okay, and I'm making $3,000 a week, I'm making really good money. I've got a little side hustle over here. I make extra money, okay, maybe doing consultations, maybe doing classes, maybe selling some books or something, or merchandise, whatever, okay? So now you want me to take on your litigation. So the only thing that matters in litigation is the record, okay? So what that entails, and I've had people bring me stacks, okay? Yeah, here's my record, Floyd, 19 volumes. Got to read all that. Not only do you have to be able to read it, but as you read it, you have to be able to identify whatever errors you're looking for, whether they're appellate errors or they're habeas errors or actual innocence claims, okay? Or forensics, okay? Whether it's junk science or actually real forensic analysis that would hold up in court. Chain of custody. I mean, there's just all these little nuances in law that if you don't know it, you're just going to go right over it, not know it, not be able to address it on a particular legal vehicle, whether it's an appellate brief or post-conviction, actual innocence claim, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So Obviously, you don't have the legal acumen to do that. So you reach out to somebody like me who does, or somebody that I know that I would trust to entertain your offer, your terms and conditions. So I do know those people. And if the right thing came along, I would definitely refer them over. Or if the money was right, I would do it. Do I have time? No. I've done legal work for other people for free. And I've got them to the point where they could have prevailed. But when it, after months and months and months and months and appeals and, oh man, just on and on and on, when it came time to actually do something to get a jury trial, they chickened out, put their tail between their legs, got a big old yellow streak on their back, and they turned tail and ran. It's like, oh, I just paid the fine, Floyd. Why didn't you go to jury trial? I was scared. Or I can't leave my 16-year-old daughter at home alone. Huh? She's 16. I can't risk going to jail for 48 hours for contempt of court. Well, fuck, then, why'd you even ask me to do anything for you? Why don't you just pay the fine right up front instead of wasting all my time, money, and energy? Because people don't care about your time, money, and energy. They only care about themselves. They want instant gratification, and they want it now. So as I went through this conversation with this person yesterday, okay, an hour, I stood in front of my gym for an hour on the phone, listening, and then telling them what to do. And they weren't trying to hear it because they're stuck on stupid. People are really stuck on stupid. And I'll get to that a little bit later. Okay. So as he's telling me his story, okay, basically hearsay, because it's not the record. Because what you're asking me or someone else to do for you is whatever we're doing, stop. Okay. Or if not stop, kind of curtail it and put me on the front burner. Because this is going to be the biggest settlement in U.S. history, right? And you're going to be rich, Floyd, if you just litigate this case for me. We're all going to be rich, right? So, I'm going to have to stop doing what I'm doing, stop my side hustle, and just devote all my free time and as much other time as I can just for your case. So first, I'm going to have to go read the entire record. And I better have the legal acumen and experience to be able to identify all these different transgressions, errors, violations, and write them down and find out where in the record, if they've been pursued or if they've been abandoned. I have to catch up to where you're at. So that's going to take time, money, and energy that most people don't have to sacrifice away for some great reward later down the road. People have bills to pay. People have children and spouses and relatives, family, and other folks that they would like to support. And they can't sacrifice that to help you win. Okay? Because in my own personal experience, and I've litigated for dozens of people, okay? Dozens of people. I can point to them. You can probably write them in prison. They're still there. Okay? They don't tell you the whole truth. They tell you their version of the story, which oftentimes does not match the record. And I told everybody, when you came to me and you wanted my legal assistance when I was in prison, first thing I told you, if you lie to me, I'm going to give everything back to you and I'm going to keep what you gave me as compensation. And I'm not going to look back. So you can't lie to me about anything, because if you lie to me and I'm doing something and I'm trying to defend you, and then boom, here comes the attorney general or the prosecutor or assistant DA, and they're like, oh, no. This is really what the record says. I'm like, what? Where'd that come from? Why didn't you tell me that? Oh, I forgot, Floyd, or you blame shift, or it's like, well, I didn't want to tell you. Really? So it's really crazy what what people would really do. Um, it just blows me away. So as I try to explain to them that, hey, somebody's got to stop their life to digest all this. Then they're going to start doing whatever filings they need to help you out to get you to where you want to be. So as I listen to, listen to them and all their story, I've got free tickets, so I'm trying to pick out what I want to do. Do I want to go see a soccer game, a female soccer game, or Four Horsemen, the album, Quality, Metallica, Experience? Yeah. What the hell? Yeah, I'll go see them. September 4th. All right. So, thank you. Yay, free tickets. It takes a lot to do that. It takes a lot of time, a lot of energy. You have to stay focused. So, people don't understand that. The reason you call me is because you're at a dead end with your own knowledge, and you have to find somebody that's more knowledgeable. So after about 35 minutes of this conversation, we get through all that. Okay. They found this person mentally incompetent, psychiatric evaluation, on and on and on. It's crazy listening to these stories. So I'm like, okay. And I'm just, going on and on and on and on, trying to explain to them that, this is what you're asking is very, very difficult. Very, very, very few people prevail. So let's stop all this conversation. Let's go back to the root cause of, I don't even know what your case is. I don't know if it's a municipal citation, a criminal case, civil case, CPS. I don't know what it is. So what is it? Running a stop sign, Floyd. What? Hold on. You went to jail twice. You spent like 6 months, if not more time behind bars. And, you got all these human rights violations and all these other crazy events that happen to you while you're incarcerated and while you're still going to court for running a stop sign. Are you for real? Yeah, Floyd, all started from running a stop sign. Okay. Well, what happened? Why are you? How did you go to jail? Did you go to trial? No, it's still pending. What? It's been like 2 years for running a stop sign. I'm like, okay, hold on. Let's back up. Okay, let's back up to the beginning. What happened? When you went to court, what happened? Well, apparently, they went to court, and first thing out of their mouth was, jurisdiction. You don't have jurisdiction. You don't have jurisdiction over me. Here's my birth certificate. This is what you're really after. So I'm challenging jurisdiction. I'm going to move our roommate here. So let me change locations. All right, I'm back. It's a big glare, but hey, it is what it is, right? All right, so running a freaking stop sign. Like, why didn't you take it to trial? Well, I can't because they've appointed me this evil, satanic, wicked district attorney from another jurisdiction to represent me. That's interesting. Well, how come you didn't fire him and ask for a Ferretta hearing? Now, if you don't know what Ferretta is, that's Ferretta versus California. When you choose to self-represent yourself in court, the judge is required by law to admonish you. Basically, you're your own worst enemy. What's called a Ferretta hearing or Ferretta admonishment. So, uh, like, they won't let me speak. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. Well, I really don't comprehend what's up with all that. So, let's continue digging into what the hell's really going on with you in your case. So, like I said, first thing they did is went in and they challenged the court's jurisdiction, the court's authority. So, first they just went in there and went, take that, judge. So, let me explain to you about jurisdiction. All right. A jurisdictional defect can be brought up at any time, any stage of the proceeding. So, let me explain to you what that actually looks like. So you go to court, first thing out of your mouth is, I'm not going to challenge your jurisdiction. If you think I need to be here, well, let me be heard, okay? So that's your time to appear before the court, not to disappear before the court, which most people like to do. They don't want to show up. So I'm like, ooh, oh, that was a bad thing to do. So, what that actually looks like. All right. So let's just say, you're going to a trial, going to a jury trial. So most jury trials are bifurcated, which means there's two parts. Okay, bifurcated, two parts. There's the guilt and innocence phase and the punishment phase. Phase one, phase two. All right. So not only can you bring it up during the guilt and innocence phase, you can bring it up in the punishment phase. Not only can you bring it up beyond the punishment phase, you can bring it up on appeal. Well, if you exhaust your appeal and you get a mandate from the Court of Appeals or the appellate court, well, then you got your habeas action on the state and federal level. You can bring it up then. You can bring it up on a writ of certiorari to the United States Supreme Court, even though you've already gone through all these other courts and all these other proceedings, and you just never brought it up. Abso-freaking-lutely. That's a Supreme Court holding. The law of the land. A jurisdictional defect can be brought up at any time, at any stage of the proceeding, by any person. So the first thing they did is went in and defended the court. Then they told them, okay, well, blah, 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 that's all right. Do you have counsel? No. Do you need one appointed for you? No, I want to represent myself. Okay, well, that's fine. No problem. We're going to reset you, and when you come back, we'll do further adjudications. So here's your notice of appearance. And guess what? As much as you wanted to be heard before the court, you disrespected the court again. How'd you do that, Floyd? Well, you filed a bunch of paperwork for your appearance. You think this paper is going to be your appearance. You think this paper is going to tell everything that you have to say so you can be heard before the court. So let me break this down to you folks, okay? So I'm going to educate you here a little bit. What this actually looks like. If you file a document, an instrument, doesn't matter whether it's a petition, motion, doesn't matter, okay? If you file a document, an instrument, into the record, okay, in the record, it's not officially on the record, okay? It's filed in the case. That's just an administrative move. but nobody's heard it before the court. It's not on the record because nobody stood up in court and went, I have a motion to dismiss under rule this or this Supreme Court case or whatever. Instead, you wanted to be heard with this piece of paper, and it got filed in the record, not on the record. Because you don't know the difference between two little words, in and on. Okay? Most of you are going to listen to these stupid ass gurus and do the same damn thing. So when the court gave you an opportunity, an invitation, here's your next court appearance. So come appear so we can hear what you got to say on the record. So they gave you an invitation and you disrespected that invitation. Yeah. So not only have you pissed them off with the whole jurisdictional argument right off the bat, instead of waiting, okay, and bring it up later when it's probably the correct form with the right legal vehicle, and I'll get into this in a minute. Now, when it came time to really be heard, you like disrespected the court and said, yeah, no, it's all right. I'm not going to show up. Now you disrespect them again. So what do? Failure to appear. Boom. Now you got another warrant for your arrest. So they take you into custody. Now you got to go through all that rigmarole bullshit and the quagmire of the custodial status of the penal system or the jail system or whatever that looks like, or go post bond. Here we go with time, money, and energy. And now you're really caught up and you're sideways with the court. So let me explain to you what this looks like from the judicial aspect, okay? From the bench, from that table opposite you where the prosecution sits. The court personnel over there behind those counters and desks across the bar. How you've disrespected everybody in the court. They've given you plenty of opportunity to be heard, and you've just disregarded all of it. So you pissed off everybody in the court. Judge is pissed at you. Clerk's pissed at you. Prosecutor's pissed at you. Probably your own court-appointed attorney now is pissed off at you because you keep coming in there sideways. Now, let me explain to you what that really looks like in an analogy that you can understand and how I explain it to everybody, okay? Imagine a big park, okay? And in this park are nothing but sandboxes. Those sandboxes represent a prosecutor in a certain jurisdiction, whether it's local, city, township, commonwealth, parish, county, state, or even on the federal level, okay? Now that prosecutor over there in that sandbox, they have their own toys, which are their legal machinations, which I call them, or whether it's a motion, a petition, a decree, all that legal paperwork that they shuffle daily in their system. But yet, here you come, and you're bringing your own toys to go play with them in their sandbox. Well, they don't understand any of that. In fact, they find it very disrespectful, abhorrent, and basically terroristic. So you keep trying to play with your toys, throwing it in their face, and eventually there's like, you know what? We don't even want this guy around here no more. So we're going to kick sand in his face, and then we're going to beat the holy living shit out of him. We're going to make his life as miserable as we possibly can, whatever that looks like, as long as we can. And now, not only are they going to do that, or have done that, they're going to put on your case and on your jacket that you're a sovereign citizen, a paper terrorist who's going to come to court and abuse the court and disrespect the court. So it doesn't matter if it's that case, another case, or something else that happens in the future. They're going to pull you up and go, oh, there's that sovereign citizen again. There's that paper terrorist. So We already know what's coming right off the bat. So as soon as they show up in court, we're ready. We know how to handle this fool. Not only do they know how to handle this fool, okay, but all judges, when they get elected or appointed into a judicial position, they go to Reno, Nevada for training to learn about all of this nonsense that you people are filing, okay? They learn how to identify it, they learn how to disseminate it, and they learn how to really screw you over again and again and again, to the point where you almost feel like they're trying to make an example out of you above and beyond anybody else, but they're not. They treat you all the same. Everybody goes through this shit, okay? Because you're stuck on stupid, doing stupid stuff. And I told this person I had this conversation with, I said, I don't know where you got all this information that this would prevail, but whatever the hell you're doing, stop and do the exact opposite. I told them how to get out of it, and they still didn't freaking listen to me. And I've helped other people that have been in this same situation, that filed all this stupid ass paperwork, affidavit for truth, birth certificate bond, and, you know, all this paperwork that supposedly will set you free, but does nothing but piss these people off, get you more charges that you have to defend, go make bond on, get locked up about, maybe get your car or vehicle impounded, then now you got to go get that out of impound because you went to jail on the side of the road. You know, they wait till you're in your most vulnerable spot. You know, okay, we know they're home. They got to go to work at 8 in the morning. Well, we're just going to wait till they go to work, and we're going to catch them at that stop sign down at the end of their street. And they're going to impound your car. They're going to try to take everything away from you. Because they're looking at it going, paper terror, sovereign citizen, we know how to treat these folks. We already know what they're going to say. We're going to make their life hell. Because that's what the system does. So, as this conversation went on and on and on, I was like, man, we need to get back to square one, man. I don't even know what this case is about. What started this case? Running a stop sign. Running a stop sign. Hold on. You've been dealing this for how long? Oh, about 2 years. And you've been to jail twice? Yeah. You've been declared mentally incompetent? Yeah. Been evaluated by a psychologist twice? Yeah. For running a stop sign? Why didn't you take that to a jury trial? Because they don't have jurisdiction, Floyd. They're not an Article 3 or whatever, administrative court, blah, 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 blah. So I have to go into the whole, listen, they don't give a rat's ass what the Constitution says, whether it's the U.S. Constitution or your state Constitution. They don't care. I guarantee you, if there was a handwritten copy of the U.S. Constitution next to their toilet in their chambers and they didn't have any toilet paper, they're going to pick up that Constitution and wipe their ass with it and flush it down the toilet. That's how much respect they have for the Constitution. And I gave them case after case after case of my own personal experience where I've shown you that they do not follow the Constitution. Period. They don't give a damn. They're going to do what they want to do to protect the system. So the system will take more and more rights away from you, where, you know, search and seizure, property rights, free speech, all of that is DOA, dead on arrival, due process. What the hell is that anymore? Because all they do through all these judicial opinions is erode the rights established by the framers of your Constitution, whether it's on the federal or state levels. Absolutely. And I gave case after case after case of my own personal cases that, hey, here it is. See it for yourself. Go look it up. I'm not making this shit up. In the earlier video, I swore on the Bible, so I don't have it with me. I'm outside. I swear to tell the truth, whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help me God. I'm sharing my experiences with you, the stuff that I've been through. And it appalls me that people call me and abuse me, okay? Because when you waste my time and money and energy behind some bullshit that you got yourself into listening to stupid ass people, these all fucking legal gurus out there who keep telling you, oh yeah, this works, that works, you got to do this, and blah, 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 blah. And I'll get into that. We're going to get into that. Oh, absolutely. It makes me not even want to talk to people anymore on the phone. It makes me not want to open up your emails and read them. Because now you come and you disrespect me just like you disrespected the court. So after, I don't know, 47, 57 minutes yesterday on the phone, just trying to talk sense into this person, I was livid. Because these people don't want to take accountability for themselves. All they want to do is blame other people. Oh, but this jailer did this to me, and this police officer did that to me, and I can't talk in court, because I'm mentally incompetent. Because, fuck yeah, you're mentally incompetent because you went in there and you threw all this garbage in the courts, just like you went outside and found the just worst smelling trash can you could, carried it into court, and threw it in the middle of the court across the bar. Yeah, slung shit everywhere. What do you expect them to do? They're going to tear your head off and shit down your neck because you deserve it for going in there sideways. I've got one gal in Arizona listening to Todd Duell. She's facing 6 freaking felonies. She's published a Ring doorbell video of SWAT team coming to kick in her goddamn door for listening to Todd Duell and his nonsense. And I'm going to get into him in a minute with a little comment on here about how I'm retarded. I'm retarded. So all this fell back on a simple running a stop sign, a municipal violation. So even if you were dead to the rights, okay, there's a cop stopped at the other stop sign at a 4-way stop, okay, and you just cruise right on through it. They got a dash cam showing you didn't even tap the brakes. You just blew right through it like it wasn't even there. Take it to jury trial. Okay? More likely than not, you're probably going to get your head stomped in, but guess what? The maximum fine, $500, if that, okay? It's not about the fine. It's not about whether you were guilty or innocent. What you're paying for is the experience of learning how a jury trial works, even though it may be a jury of just 6 people, 6 of your peers, and not 12 like a criminal proceeding. You get that experience, and then you get to appeal it. Okay, so now you get to learn how to do an appeal, how that works. That you got to go read the local rules of court. You got to read the rules of civil procedure or criminal procedure, or read rules of evidence, the rules of appellate procedure, because there are rules that you have to follow. There are documents that you have to use. You can go to the Texas Criminal Defense Lawyers Association website, and they have a whole host of motions and petitions and all these other legal vehicles that you can download for free and use that they use every day. They're very common. That when somebody in the legal realm sees it, they comprehend it. It doesn't have sui juris and a stamp and your signature in red with a hyphen and a copyright or trademark symbol and a civil peace flag on it. Because all that does is you're telling the court, I'm a fucking moron. I'm a sovereign citizen. I'm a paper terrorist. Thank you very much. Treat me like one. And it goes on and on and on and on and on. I wasn't planning on doing a video for 2 hours, but here I am. So I apologize for the no sound on the first one, but it is what it is. It'll be a fun day because I got to log in and everything again. So a jury trial, that's what you want, okay? Even if you're going to lose, you need to go get that experience if you're going to play this game. If you're not going to play this game, then just pay the phone, okay? Because it's a game. And the only way you're going to beat the system is learn how to beat the system playing by their rules, okay? Beat them at their own game. If you think there's some magic paperwork that you're going to file and everything's going to go away, or, the judge is going to go, oh my God, we're so sorry. Yeah. Dismissed. That very seldom happens. Okay. Most of the time, people don't know what they're doing. That's why you reach out to me. Had one guy up in, where was he at? Up in Dallas somewhere. I can't remember which little city he was in a jam. And he filed all this stupid ass sovereign citizen paperwork. Got sideways with the court, picked up some more charges. It's like, Floyd, man, I don't know what to do. I got to go in and either take a plea or we're going to trial. And I can't go to prison. I can't go do no felony time. What do I do? And I told him, I said, bro, you got to go in there and apologize to the court. You got to tell them you're sorry for doing all that stupid ass paperwork. You were listening to people who were giving you bad advice, and that you're truly sorry. And you need to work out an agreement with the prosecution. And you've got to apologize to the judge, the prosecutor, the court clerk, court reporter, everybody in the court, bailiff, everybody, for abusing their time, money, and energy. And then you have to throw yourself on the mercy of the court. But you need to go sit down with the prosecutor and you need to work out a plea deal. So everybody in the court, the judge, the prosecutor, and you are happy with the outcome, with the plea agreement. Okay? Whatever that looks like, whether it's, okay, we're going to drop the felony charge, we're going to drop these other 2 misdemeanors, and we're going to give you time served for whatever, some stupid offense. Can you live with that? Oh, hell yeah. Yeah, now I can get this ankle monitor off of me. I don't have to go piss once a week at the bonding company or some community supervision. I don't have to go to court anymore. Yeah, I'll live with that. And they did. And that's what happened. Okay? They stopped doing the fucking nonsense. I've gotten people out of jams by listening to me. So those who want to be stuck on stupid, hey, God bless you, man. Please, God bless you. Okay? I have empathy for you. I really do. Most people are just like really stuck on stupid. And I'm going back to, that one. So I want to show you guys something real quick. And I went through this before. And there we go. Let me get my happy ass off here. Media assets. Okay, let me check comments, make sure I got sound. Okay. Yeah, I'll be back for comments. And black background. Full screen. Oops, this one. Am I sharing that one? Yep. All right. Where'd it go? Yeah, got that. All right, here. This guy. Mr. Six. Let's go look at Mr. Six. I want to put Mr. Six on Front Street. This is Jeremy Scott Christensen. Mr. Six, 1306. He has a hot rockin' 6 subscribers. So if you want to subscribe, there you go. Got some playlists. Yours is about. Joined December 10th, 2010. All right. So let's go back over here to read his comment on part 3 of 4 of Todd Allen Duels, a deep dive into the record, because the record's the only thing that matters. All right. So this is what Mr. Six, Jeremy Christensen, had to say. literally, and I'm quoting, literally, you are retarded. So I'm retarded. I did a simple Google search of the quote from Todd, and it pulled up everything about the case and what it means, et cetera, et cetera. And Todd is spot on. You are not. Okay, I don't know what case he's talking about. I don't know what quote he's talking about. But let's just go here. Let's look at my answer. All right. So continue to follow that evil moron and see where you end up. I'll be on social media talking about you idiots in jail and prison, listening to 100% liar and thief. So these are the questions you need to ask Todd Duell, okay, for his bona fides, because he has stated his father was a lawyer. His father was a law professor. Yeah. And he also said his aunt and uncle owned a bank in Arizona. So, okay, let's just go down this list. So, Todd, will you show us your father's law degree? How about your father's bar card? How about your father's college degree that he did for his 4-year college before he went to law school? How about, like, something that your dad wrote as far as legal writings, whether it was a petition, a lawsuit, et cetera, because you said you used to file stuff for your father. So show me your father's appointment as a law professor. Show me your father's law college university name. Show your father's name on the list of law professors at the law school your father taught at. Show the address of your father's law firm, even if it doesn't exist anymore. Hey, it was in 1234 Jam Up Boulevard in BFE, California. Okay, that's fine. At least you provided an address. Show me the Arizona charter for your aunt and uncle's bank. Show me one legal action that you, Todd Duell, has actually won, because he's like 0 for, 90. And show me any legal action or actions that you've won on any level, whether it's a municipal ticket that you beat that. Anything. Okay? And I could go on and on and on down this list and add more things. But if he can't provide any of that, he's a fucking liar. He's a piece of shit. So I told him, bro, I could go on and on, but people are stuck on stupidity. So welcome to being stuck on stupid, and it actually looks very good on you. So keep it. Okay? Keep it. You deserve it. If you want to go to jail and prison for following some fucking legal moron, knock your lights out. Okay? I'm not stupid enough to do that, and I hope you're not stupid enough to do that, or as retarded as Fearless Floyd is, because damn, I must really be retarded, because I'm not following some idiotic legal moron. Okay? I can go down the list of all these legal morons that got people in serious jams, got their real estate, their property, their homes, their family homes taken from them. Where now the parents and all the kids are out on the street while the constables or sheriff's officers are removing all their belongings and putting it on the street curb. Yeah. Over and over and over. Anna Von Reitz did it with a bullshit Sign in America thing. The Lone Wolf Pack, that idiot did the same fucking thing. People are losing their homes, their family homes, their major investment in their entire life, aside for their pension and retirement, if they even have that. So you're more than welcome to listen to whoever you want, do whatever you want, okay? But if you're going to call me and you're going to ask me for my assistance, and you've gone in there and you've disrespected everybody, and then you want to disrespect me with the same freaking bullshit, don't even bother calling. Don't even bother contacting me. I don't want to hear it. I don't need that negative drama in my life. And that's what I told this individual yesterday on the phone. All you're doing is bringing negative drama into my life, because none of this is just horrible. I can't believe you just spent an hour of my life telling me about all the stupid shit you did, that you're going to prevail later down the road because you did all this stupid shit. Well, we can go file in federal court. Listen, folks, okay? These people are in a fraternity, a sorority. They're brethren, okay? They protect themselves. They protect the system at all costs. Doesn't matter whether they're violating your rights. Doesn't matter whether you're unethical, immoral, unsympathetic, unempathetic. They're going to do what they got to do to protect the system, to continue doing what they're doing, to stop all these idiots from filing this stupid ass idiotic paperwork. And they're going to hold you accountable to the fullest extent of their authority and power. And you may not like the end result. So don't come at me with this bullshit. Don't ask me to refer you to somebody else who can help you when you've done nothing but destroy your own life, destroy your reputation, destroy your character by listening to some stupid ass guru who you probably paid quite a substantial amount of money to go to jail or prison or to lose your assets because you wanted a shortcut. You didn't want to go learn the law. You didn't want to learn how to beat them at their own game. You thought you were going to change the game on them. Well, let me explain to you this, okay? This is the Roman judicial system. It's been around for not years, centuries, thousands of years. The same system's been in effect. All they've done is refined it and just fractured all the guarantees and promises you were given in your constitutional rights. They splintered them. And I'll just give you this, okay? That's the final cherry on top of this video of what that looks like in real time from my own personal experience. Article 1, Section 10 of the Texas Constitution, which emulates the Tennessee Constitution, and I'm sure many other states, but that's where we got it from here in Texas. Article 1, Section 10 says in part, you cannot be compelled to give evidence against yourself as opposed to testimony which was already provided for in 1776 in the Bill of Rights in the U.S. Constitution. In Texas, it was put there for a reason because we had 6 flags over Texas. When Stephen F. Austin went to Mexico City to negotiate with Maximilian regarding the border for Tejas, they took him into custody. When he finally got back to Washington on the Brazos and they were drafting the original Constitution for the state of Texas, they made damn sure that they adopted the Tennessee, because we had all these Tennessee volunteers over here. Sam Houston, right? Former governor of Tennessee, former senator of Tennessee. They adopted Tennessee because they wanted greater protection for Texians. And what that looks like is now every convicted felon in the state of Texas is required, mandated by law, Texas law, to submit a DNA sample, a blood sample for the DNA database. Well, let's see. What do they need that for? So they can use it as evidence against you to match it against DNA that may be at a future crime scene. Wasn't I just compelled to give evidence against myself? Oh, I was. So that was litigated by Alan Wade Johnson. I personally wrote the traverse to the state's rebuttal brief, the state's appellate brief, in which they rebutted Alan Wade Johnson's appellate brief after the 61st District Court in Walker County dismissed the case as frivolous and malicious for failure to state a claim for which relief may be granted. Went to the 14th Court of Appeals right here in Houston. Alan did his appeal brief. State filed their rebuttal. And Alan came to me and went, Floyd, will you please do the traverse to the state's rebuttal brief? I got to read all that? Yeah. Man, I don't have enough on my plate. Come on, Floyd, you're the only one who can do this. There's nobody on the unit capable of doing this. Oh, now he wants to shame me into doing it. Ride my ego. What's the case about, Alan? Blah, 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 blah. All right, I'll do it. So I did it. So I read the record, read the entire record. How do I know so much about Article 1, Section 10 of evidence? Because there's a St. Mary's Law Review, and I read that law review. It was in his stuff. So I went through his brief. I looked up every citing he had, every case that he cited, every act, whatever. Went and pulled the book, read it. All right, Allen is accurate. Now, let's go dig through the state's rebuttal brief. Oh, well, damn, here's the case, and it was a minor case. So it was Henry and 3 initials. The sibilance of that case was they were challenging on both the U.S. Constitutional Fifth Amendment and Article 1, Section 10 of the Texas Constitution. But the court only adjudicated the federal issue, abandoned the state constitutional issue. But in the state's rebuttal brief for the DNA database case, the state lied to the court. They were disingenuous with the court and misstated that case on purpose, saying that both the state and federal constitutional issues were addressed in that case. So I find it, boom, I throw some stamps at the clerk. Hey, man, go Xerox copy that case for me and give it to me. So boom, now I got the full Westlaw. I take it and put it in the center of my traverse to the rebuttal, put it in a box. Here it is, and here's exactly what it says, okay, that they did not address the state issue. Type it all up, give it to Al, and here you go, bro. Good luck, man. Let's pray for this. He comes and sees me in the law library a couple months later, throws me a manila envelope. I'm like, what's that? Just read it, Floyd. I'm like, well, you know, we all got multiple litigations. I don't know what it's about, so I pull it out. It's an opinion from the 14th Court of Appeals. I start reading it, and I'm like, go to the next page, and then I go to the last page to see who wrote this thing. Per curiam, which means basically anonymous. Somebody on the court, panel on the court, don't know who, allegedly wrote this opinion. But what they actually did, they adopted the state's brief word for word as their opinion. This is where they fractionalize the constitutional rights of every citizen of the state and of America. They don't give a crap of what the Constitution says. They don't give a crap that you sent them the St. Mary's Law Journal review on Article 1, Section 10 about that particular phrase. So it's perfectly legal for you to be compelled to give evidence against yourself in the state of Texas that can be used against you in a future proceeding. Absolutely. All the way to the Texas Supreme Court. That's why I said they protect the system. They're going to continue to protect the system. So don't sit here and argue with me about this bullshit, because I've been in the trenches. I've been there. I've done it. I'm sharing 25 years of experience with you. If you don't want to believe it, bump it on down. Next. Okay, go away, go somewhere else, go find you a legal moron guru who's going to send you to jail and prison and have all your assets taken away from you. And God bless you on the journey. That's all I can say. I'm going to walk the walk of my Creator that leads me every day to do what I do, continue to do what I do, and keeps me safe from harm and injury from these legal idiots out there that are stuck on stupid. So don't call me with the fucking bullshit, okay? I don't want to hear your damn stories about how you were harmed and injured because you went in there sideways and disrespected the court right off the damn bat and put a jacket on yourself. And now, no matter what anybody does, okay, nobody can help you. You have to go in there and save yourself now. They're not going to listen to me. Everything that I'm going to file is just going to be, whether it's right, wrong, constitutional, ethical, it doesn't matter. They're going to ignore it. They're going to shoot it down. They're going to poo-poo it away. So, good luck. If you've been scammed by one of these gurus and you've got some information, some material, or a story, something like that you can provide that will help get these people put away for good, you need to send it to me at the Fearless Floyd Show at yahoo.com or come hit me up over on Telegram and share it with me. Okay? Because I can't tell you about my conversations, but let's just say I have my foot in the door. And I'm able to communicate with these people anytime I want. And they are listening to me. They're taking note, and they're making a list of who's been naughty and who's been nice. And we're going to go down that list one at a time. And when the first one falls, you'll know. And when it happens, you'll be like, holy fuck, he was telling the truth. You all have a nice day. Please don't be retarded and stuck on stupid, and do the right thing. If you really want some assistance, real legal assistance, study, do your own research, learn the machinations of how the courts really work. Take advantage of your opportunities on the lowest level to go in and have a jury trial and learn how it really works if you want to go in and defend yourself. Because if you're going to follow these legal gurus who have never, ever, ever won any case, had any case reversed on appeals, they don't have anything to show for it but a bunch of legal jargon that they're going to confuse you with that sounds great. Sounds great. But all it's going to do is piss people off. When pissed off people come at you, they're usually angry and they want their pound of flesh. More likely than not, if they have the power and authority, they're going to get it and then some. Thank you for watching. I appreciate each and every one of you. Y'all be sure to like, subscribe, share, hit that notification bell when you roll out the door. And LeFlore has a class tonight, so she hasn't approached me about advertising for it, so I haven't, but it's available. If you want to attend it, hit me up. I'll shoot you over to her or whatever. You guys have a safe and happy week. Stay out of trouble. I'll see you in the next video.